Alrighty, kids, here we go. Show 222, July 7th. Here's some headlines coming directly at you by way of us. You're welcome. Brentwood Photography in support of gay marriage.
Pop that balloon.
Pop-Tarts, now a crime.
Some of the worst words ever.
Up, and oh crap.
Masturbating on the subway.
Michigan police post a squirrely mugshot.
And one other story.
And the grammar police are not playing seriously. These and other stories coming right now. Well, I only sense two that we probably have a crossover on.
Sometimes I'm very confused by the headlines.
Well, how do you think I am, and I'm reading them? Well, Brentwood Photography supports gay marriage, and you can check them out at brentwoodphotography.com. But I'm going to read to you a little, I guess it was I don't know if it's a Facebook message that came in to them, and then the response from Brentwood Photography in light of the this was posted, I guess, right before or right after the SCOTUS came down and said that gay marriage was for everybody. Oh, you get gay marriage and you get gay marriage. Well, the inbound message goes as such. Greetings, Brentwood. We would like to inform you that we will not, in all caps not, be using your services for our wedding. My fiance and I support traditional marriage between a man and woman and don't want our money going to places that support otherwise. And secondly, I would like to inquire on how we can get our retainer back from you. Thank you so much, Trisha. Well, Trish, here comes your response. Wow, I'm really not sure what to say here. I would say this disappoints me, but I actually find this to be a good thing because our company would now not like to do work with you as well. It's not that because you have a different view from us, but it's because since you don't like and support gay marriage, no one else should be able to have it, obviously. That's like me not liking broccoli and demanding that everyone else in the world should not have broccoli either. If you're not in favor of gay marriage, that's fine. Don't marry a woman or man, as the case may be. Personally, I was taught not to judge others and to love everyone else, so I will try not to judge you here and say anything more as to my opinion of you or the situation. Now, at Brentwood Photography, we see love in all forms. Now, as far as your retainer goes, I hope that you'll read the first article in the contract you signed stating that this retainer is non-refundable. But don't you worry, I'm not going to keep it. Because of this conversation, I have decided to donate your $1,500 to GLAD, a group created to help and support gay rights. So let me be the first to say, Trisha, thank you very much for your donation and support of this great cause. I couldn't have done it without you or your money. Sincerely and with love, Brentwood Photography.
Good job, Brentwood Photography.
God love them.
I want to go have photography done by them just because of that.
Well, and you know what? Stop shouting into the wind. Like, that's a really good example of, like, don't fight with these fucking people anymore. We won. We're done. Stop shouting at the assholes.
Yeah.
Just smile and walk away. Just be done, be done, be done.
Hand them their Confederate flag.
That's a great way, yeah. Just thank you, goodbye.
I
don't agree with your lifestyle of hate, but I still love you, goodbye.
I just love that. Be sure to read that first paragraph because it clearly states non-refundable.
Nice one,
but I'm not going to keep it.
Right. Yeah. That's fantastic.
I thought that was fantastic.
And the judgment came down in Oregon today or I don't know if it came down today.
The cake people?
The cake people got sued $135,000, which is excessive, but you also broke a state law about prejudice, about discrimination. Like, it came with a fine.
Yeah.
And so there was an interesting conversation because what's her name? Kirk Cameron's sister.
Oh, Candace Cameron on
The View.
Stab her in the face.
And the worst part is Raven Simone, not a bright girl by any stretch of the imagination.
I mean, some bulbs are dimmer than others.
But she's out in she's out in gay, and I think she's working on Proud. Like, but she did recently come out in some way.
Yeah.
But then kind of like went back in.
Yeah, it kind of came out and was like, yeah, maybe I am, but shut the fuck up.
Yeah. Well, I mean, she was just not having it. Like, it's supposed to be a black woman who's gay was just not going to have someone tell her about, like...
Not going to have Candace fucking Cameron.
The strife of life.
Yeah, tell her about all the woes of being of her truly held religious beliefs. And it was it was insulting on both parts. And it almost turned into, like, a slap fest. Because, what's her butt? the least smart of the two, Raven Simone, was like, she's like, do not shush me. And she's like, I'm not shushing you. I said, but she was like, telling her, like, rapping it. And then she, like, completely turned her back to her, like, nuh-uh, we're not, like, this will not be had.
Oh.
She's like, well, can't we all just, she's like, no, you can't say you don't like me. She's like, you can't, like, just, like, you can't pretend
just sit
that
next to me at the table and say, I don't believe that you should be covered under non-discrimination laws. I don't believe that people should have to...
Right, and it was a very interesting back and forth between people who just have not refined their conversation skills. And I don't know why they keep flaunting out this Cameron chick, because she admits all the time that she raised her children and really doesn't pay attention to current events. Like, she said in a couple episodes back that she was on that she just lets people tell her who to vote for because she wasn't paying attention. Like, you don't get to be part of the conversation if you're
if you're not paying attention.
If you're not educated about it.
So...
No, I just read something about the cake people and the breakdown of all that, because it wasn't all litigious. Like, the couple that was...
Molly.
I almost choked on my coffee.
Molly Montgomery's in the chat room, and she says, I'd pay almost any amount of money to charity to be able to slap the shit out of Candace Cameron.
Molly
I agree.
Because Nicole Wallace isn't conservative enough.
First of all,
I love Nicole
we'll sell
Wallace.
T-shirts.
I love Nicole.
Yeah. Nicole Wallace is amazing, and she is educated, and she's reasonable, and she's fair, and you can tell, like, she's not a caricature.
Yeah, she's how the voice of she's how a conversation about two people that believe different things should go.
Right.
Like, she doesn't, like, it comes from a place of reasoning.
Sure. Like, okay, that sounds reasonable to me, but this is how it sounds reasonable
to me. And then,
like, that's your reasonable and this is my reasonable, and that's okay that they're different.
Yeah, and,
like,
and
that's
you,
how
you
that's
just knew
supposed
that
to work,
she Nicole Wallace just loved that somebody else was just getting shot in the head for being a conservative.
Sure.
Yeah.
She's not just conservative, though. She's just stupid.
Candace Cameron. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Candace
When
Cameron.
she said
I have no use for the Cameron.
Yeah,
family.
yeah.
No.
So, but what were you saying about that it's not all litigious?
It is not. It's not a case of, Americans get shit on and sue and get lots of money. Like, a lot of and in fact, most of that settlement is, and I was just looking for it because I was just reading it. It's not the Better Business Bureau, but it's similar. It's a regulatory organization in Oregon that said, the women that were discriminated against filed a complaint and said, hey, we think this is some bullshit. And so then the regulatory organization investigated and said, oh, yeah, this is some bullshit, and levied the fines.
Oh, okay. And then I think it's fine when you...
Like, it wasn't... These girls didn't go to small claims court and all this kind of stuff.
Oh,
no,
see,
they complained to the bureaucracy that's supposed to regulate the non-discrimination laws, and then they stepped in and took care of it from
then
there.
That's perfectly appropriate.
Yes.
And if you're paying fines, and that's it, if you're paying fines for just pulling that bullshit, and Oregon has it on the books that sexual orientation is one of the protected groups that you can't discriminate against. So
and that's where they got into trouble. And I think the fines, or a portion of the fines, do go to the women who started the whole thing. So they are going to go ahead and benefit from being discriminated against.
But don't worry, those crackers always start up some kind of GoFundMe campaign.
I'm surprised they haven't already.
Like, I mean, okay, go ahead.
Yeah.
I won't ask about your stories. You'll just tell me.
Oh, is there another story?
We have several.
There's a whole nother segment?
I just did one. Moss
and
stories.
We milked it.
We went 3 different places with it.
Yeah.
And I had found my 4th story, and it was actually something that was asked about. But
well, let's shit on that later. No, let's do that.
No, I have probably a different take on what the U.S. women's soccer team.
Hashtag Lady Ball.
Do they not win in your story?
No, they don't. I still haven't watched it, so I don't know.
You better hurry.
It was so good. It was so good. All right.
No, I did watch it. Are you
Whose
kidding
story?
me?
It's your story.
Come on. Yeah. So if you get a bunch of helium balloons and a chair, you too can fly across Canada.
Shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
For real?
Up to, we'll call it. A Canadian lifted into the sky in a lawn chair by 100 balloons and then arrested upon landing. I thought of
'Cause he
Richard
didn't
and
register
Chloe
his
like
vehicle?
right away. I thought, Wonder if they're hearing too much of this. Right, didn't register his vehicle.
Right.
A dangerous stunt was performed by a Calgary man on Sunday, soaring high above the ground in an ordinary plastic chair attached to helium-filled balloons.
I'm so excited about this. Are there photos like on the internet?
There are, yes. The performer has been detained by police, he's charged with causing danger to life.
To life?
To life.
Was life overall
'cause-
affected by this?
Because they're a little more concerned in Canada. If you
Canada,
go fucking
right.
kill yourself for being stupid.
and or if maybe all the balloons pop and the chair falls on people. That could be the
also
other
bad.
part.
Sure, yeah. How are you going to land that fucker?
Right.
He's gonna land that
Well,
fucker.
he didn't land it. He landed himself. Right. In a life imitates Pixar's Up scenario, it reportedly took 110 large balloons, it says about 2 meters in diameter, to lift Daniel Boria, 26, skyward in a lawn chair.
Skyward.
He claims it took months to plan the stunt and that it was PR for his cleaning products company. Of course it was.
Of course it
Of
is.
course it was.
You didn't tell me that they were calling him Lawn Chair Larry.
Lawn Chair Larry. So he had a parachute on and planned to use it to descend on to the Stampede Park grounds, it says. It was incredible. It was the most surreal experience you can ever imagine. I was just by myself on a $20 lawn chair up in the sky above the clouds. As well as his own life, the stunt could have posed a danger to air traffic. That was the other piece, because he really was up there. At one point, he said he was looking up at the balloons, and they were popping. The chair was shaking, and he was looking down at his feet, dangling through the clouds at a 747 flight, taking off, and flights taking off and landing.
It's like being in the water over sharks.
Jesus,
but
yeah.
different.
Similar.
Tower, we have about 150 balloons in front of us. Permission to divert.
I'm with the
I think one of us took Molly last night. I wasn't going to admit to it, but now I see a lawn chair and balloons.
The daredevil got arrested upon landing.
That wasn't my pee.
But was released the next morning, and he was charged with 1 count of mischief, causing danger to life. What the hell? Mischief.
Lofty lawn chair is the charge, sir.
Lofty lawn chair Larry at this point.
Wait, now, are there 2 Lawn Chair Larrys, or is this the second time that he's done this?
I think it's the second time it's been
haven't
done, but I don't know if
been
he did it. I don't know if it's the same guy.
Because
Unless they were referring to him as that.
my internets say that on July 2nd in 1982, Lawn Chair Larry tied 42 helium balloons to a lawn chair and flew around in California.
May be why
That makes
may be
sense.
why they were calling him
Maybe.
saying that about
Like
it.
the
but-
throwback.
It's Lawn Chair Larry,
Larry.
the sequel.
Just
Yeah,
think of-
it's up to
2.0.
and Lawn Chair Larry
Electric
the
Boogaloo.
second.
Yeah.
Richard, you Canadians just need to catch up. Richard in the chat room said that this guy gives a bad reputation to Canadians. No, Canadians just need to get on board with hashtag America.
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 Hashtag Canada.
So yeah, here he's going, and he missed his touchdown where he intended to go, but he jumps off the chair.
No.
And there goes.
Like it was a giant swing, like when you launch yourself
So
out of
I
a
gotta
swing.
go now. And he had a parachute and was able to land safely. But they could not prevent the balloons.
Where his name
So
was
his
changed.
plan was just to eject.
and the balloons rocketing up
Yeah.
into the sky once he got out. I mean, then they just took off.
Shit's gonna land on
that was the
somebody's
And then what
They're gonna-
happens is those
gotta kill
the
dolphins.
higher in elevation the balloons go, they all eventually pop,
Right.
and then
Right.
down
Here
comes
comes the chair.
The chair.
the rain
God,
launched the spider out.
God
Yeah.
knows where the chair lands.
I think
thought-
I know this song. Hold on. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
The estimated cost of this stunt,
Down came
which
the
I thought was
chair.
interesting. This is where the cleaning
Knock the people
company
out.
comes into play.
Okay.
Because
The makers of the chair were sued. I want to hear that.
Boria estimated
Because
the
of their
cost
deeply
of
held
his
religious
stunt.
beliefs, they didn't want to make that chair.
Was Rubbermaid
Wait, no,
involved in
he
this?
shit his pants and then he got stained out.
Exactly.
Oh,
A little spray,
shout it out!
A little spray in one. The cost of the stunt was $20,000,
Including cost of the chair?
which includes hiring an airplane to carry a banner advertising his company to make circles around the Stampede grounds where he was supposed to land,
Okay.
but didn't.
All right.
Well, it's a good thing because there was a stampede there. You just said it.
That's true. Well done. Anyway, it was that just cracked me up. That here all of the things that he was trying to accomplish didn't really happen. But $20,000 to do that, I thought, how fun? Why not? Why not?
I mean, if you've got 20 grand, laying
shit
around.
out. Well,
Well,
you
most of
your
it,
pants.
not a lot of it. If you hired an airplane and you had with the money
Right.
you had left, you did
Right.
Balloons, $24.99. Lawn chair, $18.85.
airplane with banner.
The rest of the
$20,000.
$19,275. Right.
It kind of would have been more fun if he'd have just tied himself and the chair to the plane and let it take off and just fly him around.
Now that's good time.
Would you like a cup of coffee?
It's like water skiing, but different.
Pop, pop, pop.
There's a-
Pop, 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 pop,
I'm
pop.
gonna find it. I'm gonna find the link. There's a really charming movie from a few years ago.
Called
Excuse me.
Called Up.
No, it's actually on this very topic. I know who the actor is. I gotta find
Called
out. 'Cause I thought it was called. Yeah. Okay, you can keep saying it. It won't be true.
But it'll still be funny.
This fucker makes a
like
lot
three
of
more
movies.
times of funny.
But I enjoyed that movie a lot because with
love
Ed
that.
Asner as the old guy.
Yeah, I
thought
love
was
that
funny.
movie. But it was just, it started out, I thought it was just going to be this cute story, you know, like, because they show the picture. It's a bad picture, but the
Yeah,
the
it's- I've
balloons, and
seen
it's so pretty.
Right.
And it's, you know, like,
Yeah.
oh, this will be fun.
Yeah.
You dumbass.
Yeah, right until the dead
Can
body
you
falls
just
on your
imagine,
head.
though? Can you just imagine sitting in the chair and you just.
Yeah.
You're in a goddamn chair, and there is nothing. I mean, yes, you have a backpack or a parachute
The
on,
parachute.
but still, you're just like, wow, I am fucked.
you know,
Especially when you hear the popping. All the
I wonder if he
pop,
took
pop.
like a beer koozie, if like the chair had a little holder.
like a
should've.
little,
He had a
drinky
beverage.
booster.
Oh yeah, that's a whole different way of a
That's a
roadie.
whole-
That's
you
a
know, I
sky.
I'm going to steal Aaron from LA's wit right now, and I'm
Oh.
going to say I feel the need for a moderate rate of ascension.
Let's go fly a tard up through the atmosphere. Let's go fly a tard. I'm sure.
Up through the atmosphere. Have you found the movie
No,
that
you're
you're
not.
trying
Keep
to
going.
keep going? All
But
right.
the best part is because I have
sorry.
such OCD. I remember the movie that I saw.
Yeah.
That it was in the trailer. You know what I mean? Like I remember the movie I was
Jesus.
sitting in. I know.
Oh, that's funny.
Anyway, don't try this at home, kids.
All right. Well, moving on. Well, they've been in the news a lot lately, and why not add just this fucked up story to it? Two South Carolina parents were arrested this week after forcing their 14-year-old daughter to live in a tent in the woods because she ate a Pop-Tart without permission, according to authorities.
Son of a bitch.
The Sumter County Sheriff's Office said Tuesday that James Drigger, 33, and his wife Crystal Drigger, 36, had been denying their child entrance to their home for 2 solid days, and she was expected to remain away from home for up to a week. The child was ordered by her parents to set up a tent in a wooded area known to be populated with wild hogs. Now, she was also provided with a single roll of toilet paper, a flashlight, a whistle, and a watch, police said. The teen girl was allegedly told by her parents to meet someone at a fence on the property or in the family's property at a specific times of the day if she wanted to receive any food. Now, her brother delivered her an open can of SpaghettiOs with a plastic spoon one afternoon, authorities said. The child was also left to fend for herself during severe thunderstorms that hit the town Thursday night, police said. The girl's grandmother called police after hearing that she was outside Thursday fending for her life. The grandmother went in the rain to take the child to her own home right around the corner, authorities said. After the child was returned home later Thursday night, the police talked with the parents. The child was sent back outside, apparently. In a follow-up on Friday, the police discovered the girl had been sent back to the very same tent more than a quarter of a mile from the home. Now, investigators also learned that during the previous month, the child had been sent from the home every day at 8 a.m. and prohibited to return home until 6 p.m. later that night. Quote, she couldn't return for any reason, police spokesman Braden Bunch said. Not to get a drink, not to use the bathroom, not for anything. Bunch also said Sumter County had been experiencing heat issues during the month, with temperatures regularly surpassing 100 degrees, and in that area, it's going to be ludicrous humidity, so that's brutal. The Driggers have 5 other children, 4 of which were in the home at the time. Those siblings have been placed in the custody of their grandparents, while the 14-year-old girl is with the South Carolina Department of Social Services. We feel very confident that the parents were overstepping their bounds.
Very confident.
Bunch said, from trying to correct a child's behavior to true criminal punishment at this point. Both parents have been charged with a single count of unlawful neglect of a child, and more charges are possible as the investigation continues.
Now, I did walk out of the room for a moment, but most of the story that I listened to kind of sounded like summer. when I was a kid. Like, get out of the house.
Yeah, but we were allowed to
Don't
come home and go poop. Like, you didn't have to like go forage.
Sit in the woods. Sure.
Let me go back to a key phrase within this.
And they should be arrested for the SpaghettiOs.
No.
Those
Here.
are delicious.
Here's the key phrase you might have missed.
I may have. Go.
The child was ordered by her parents to set up a tent in a wooded area known to be inhabited by wild hogs, and was provided with only a roll
be a metaphor.
a roll of toilet paper, a flashlight, and a whistle and a watch, and then was told to meet someone at a fence on the family's property at a specific time to receive food if she wanted.
Yeah, that's fucked up. That's not like we.
All right.
I left at 8 and didn't come but it's 6
It's not
by
summer
choice.
camp.
Yeah,
I get your summer camp reference, but no. We pitched a tent in the orchard. We could still see Grandma's bedroom light from the house,
Yeah.
and if we needed to get there, we could. There were no there were no hogs in our orchard. Back home, I do recall.
wild or otherwise.
Right.
As it were.
Right.
I do think that could be a metaphor. So the movie was called Danny Deckchair. It was not very it
Good.
wasn't, but it was a good movie. It's a very charming, but the name is not as I thought it was going to be a better title than Danny Deckchair. But it makes fun of, without mentioning him, the original Larry the Cable. What was your guy's name?
Lawn Chair Larry.
Lawn Chair Larry.
It's like Larry the Cable.
Larry the Cable
It
Guy.
references him.
Similar.
But he really did do a lawn chair with balloons, and it's Reese Ifans, and he had a little. He's the dirty guy from Notting Hill with Julia Roberts.
Oh, right, yeah.
He had a little run of like fun movies, and that happened to be one of them. He had a really creepy one called Eternal Love.
that was a real
Enduring
movie?
Love. It was Danny Deckchair.
No. But as bad as that sounded, I had to Google. I was channel surfing last night or the night before, and I came across a movie that I was sure was not a real movie, but they were broadcasting something on TV, and then I realized it was Brad Pitt. The movie called Johnny Suede from 1990.
that happened.
Awful.
Yeah. That happened.
Horrible. I can't believe he made it out of that alive to have a wonderful career.
He's got a couple of stinkers in that.
That's God.
canon.
It was
Early
horrible.
on,
I just can't believe that movie. And
What's the one with peanut butter? The one where he tastes peanut butter for the first time.
Pinot Noir.
Caviar.
Mid-space car.
I don't know.
Meet Joe Black.
Brad.
Oh,
okay,
yeah.
yeah.
That
movie
was awful.
Oh my god, that movie never ended.
Oh, I had forgotten about
Meet
that.
Joe Black. You are correct.
Awful.
Peanut Butter Man.
Everybody's blocked that out.
I had never seen it, but when I saw that
I
Johnny
wanted to
Suede,
slap everybody in the movie theater over that movie.
Wow.
it was
It's a lot of slapping.
that was sad.
Right.
That was
There wasn't a lot of people seeing it.
way
Did you
sad.
stretch first?
Yeah.
Did you stretch first? I think it's a completely
I feel
viable
like, I
question.
feel like at a certain age you need to remember to stretch before.
Yeah, you
know.
slap people. I love it. Richard
You
Chicken
wait
Little.
right there. Hang on.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. Wait. Ready?
Yeah, I'm gonna do my shoulder.
What,
Chicken
Richard?
Little said the sky is falling and it smells like shit.
He was up like the turd that he is. Human turd droppings don't sound appealing. No, they don't. Really, they don't.
Lawn chairs in the sky.
Well, he'd be like the girl that, remember my favorite news story of all time, the girl that drove with a diaper on from
Oh, for the
Texas to Florida
yeah.
Stalking.
to shoot her boyfriend's
Yes.
lover or whatever.
the astronaut.
She at least had a
called
diaper
planning.
on. Yeah, planning, Larry.
Called
Put a
thinking
fucking
ahead.
diaper on.
Oh my god, that was terrifying.
Isn't the air pollution in LA bad enough? Haven't
Oh
these
my
people
God.
suffered enough?
Legit.
The people that just do stupid shit in the world.
Yeah.
Oh,
Terrifying.
my gosh in heaven. Let's do this first to get this out of the way, just so that we can.
And just for those playing at home, it's at least 7 heaping tablespoons of
Nice.
coffee into the coffee maker for a full pot. It's a little
Well
weak.
done.
Oh, because
I always figure one
mom
scoop
uses
per 2 cups.
mom uses an eighth of a cup
Yeah.
per 2 cups, I think.
Per 2 cups, yeah. So
I
if you've got a
forgot.
12-cup pot, you
That's
do
a 12.
6 scoops.
That's a
yeah.
12
But
cup.
it needed more than 6. This was 6 in a little.
Well, you just need a bigger scooper.
Gimme bigger. Yeah, we're gonna need a bigger scooper.
Gonna need a special locker for that hat.
We're gonna need a
But hey,
boat.
Tripping
It's
astronaut
still
style.
coffee. Hey everybody, guess what? You've made it. The first hour's over with. Congratulate yourself for suffering through. My gosh, next hour is sure to have no lawn chairs and probably
And we'll be the
no,
poorer
that lawn
for
chair-
it.
less
coming
actual
back.
facts.
Yeah.
We'll be back. The drinking word's coming right after this. Stay with us.
You've been listening to the show on QTalk America. This is QTalk America.
broadcast contains adult humor, language, and topics, along with partial nudity. Actual knowledge is used sparingly. The show is a result of a lost bet and a bad game of rock, paper, scissors. It's The Show with Clayton McKee. And now, a man with a face for radio, Clayton McKee.
Oh, good gosh. Al is making a run out of the studio to go get a refreshing beverage. I think he needs ice at this point. Something. He's losing. He drank quality vodka last night and still is having some sort of a withdrawal or shakes. I'm not sure what's going on.
It's called a hangover.
I have ibuprofen.
It's okay. We all have them.
I have ibuprofen in the other end of the house if you should need it. Hi, everybody. Welcome back. It is 8 o'clock here in Central Phoenix. It's The Show on QTalk America. I'm Clayton McKee, where it is a lovely 102 degrees. Did anybody else here get rain like a son of a bitch this morning here in town?
I heard a rumor about
Wow, it lightning did and it rained did.
Yeah,
like crazy here.
Yesterday, the thunder and lightning was fantastic. It was so cool, but we didn't get any rain. That
We
was
got some.
yesterday,
Al got it in his house as well. But anyway, there we go. That's all that. For those of you who don't know how this works, I'm going to tell you, God damn it, how it works. It is the beginning of hour 2, and what we do is we.
I'm sorry, but I like that Richard has a Clayton McKee jar at home for bottle caps and so on.
Yeah, you said he was going to do that.
Oh, we can make it like Penny Can on Cougar Town.
like
Penny Can!
But
Yes.
Or
Or
bad bundle blunder, like on the Progressive commercial.
It was supposed to be the bitch jar for any time, because I don't like I just feel the word bitch is overused in gay community. So anytime someone said bitch, I wanted them to put $1 in the jar.
Well, listen, bitch. I'm going to continue on with what I'm doing.
Okay.
It's called the disclaimer. It's called the drinking disclaimer, and it goes a little something like this.
And now, a drink along. We dare you to stay awake during this royalty-free music and to play a drinking game with us. If you are currently or soon to be driving a car, you cannot play. If you are presently the primary caregiver for children and or the elderly, you may desperately want to play, but no. If you are listening from a rehab facility, you are disqualified because you already hit bottom. And that means you already won this game at least once. If playing this game is in any way illegal for you, put the bottle down and make better life choices. There is no good in your goodbye, and there is no lifeguard on duty, so you will be swimming at your own risk. Tell your lawyer to take the fucking day off. You can't sue us. We warned you. Good luck.
In honor of Shark Week, our word is Chumsicle.
Oh!
.org.
.org.
That's my new favorite made-up word.
You posted that the other day on the Facebook, so I thought it was funny.
I did because of the dog sitting. I had access to actual cable for like a day.
Yeah.
Because, I had to go hang out with the cat for a minute too. So, yeah, I spent Sunday night just kind of, hogging their cable. I got to watch wonderful things. I got to watch a little Shark Week. I got to watch a little Making of the Mob.
Now, would one of you be okay if I asked you to use the Chumsicle in a sentence so that people understand how to use it?
Okay.
Well, this right here is a 500-pound Chumsicle. We made this Chumsicle. It's made out of this kind of fish and some other kind of fish and maybe Charlie's leg. And then we wrap it all together and freeze it.
And the best part is, it smells awful.
Yeah, it smells
You
awful.
always hear, whenever someone describes the Chumsicle for the first time on Shark Week, and they obviously get like a pickle tub or something, like some big thing, and
a
they just
big barrel.
And they put all the different fish parts in there that they don't use.
Right.
And then they must cut the plastic barrel away, and you're left with this thing to chum the water with.
Right.
But whenever they describe it for the first time, there's always somebody nearby. It's got to be a cameraman who's like, "What the fuck is wrong with my life that I'm on this boat?" But
sure.
somebody
Is that
always
smell?
mumbles, "Smells awful." And this year-
Smells awful.
And it came up this year. It was the guy that's standing there like pretending to be interested.
Well,
It smells awful.
$29.95 feeds
they
4.
herc that in the water, and then the sharks come and eat Charlie's leg right off of the Chumsicle.
Right off the Chumsicle.
The Chumsicle. And maybe
Yeah,
Charlie's
not
leg.
to be confused. Do not take that H out. That's a whole different thing.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah, the Gumsicle.
not okay.
I knew they weren't making the leap with you, so I had to
Yeah, thank you.
Didn't-
Thank you. I was
not
going to
the
wait
same.
for it. I was going to start counting. 1,
Well,
2,
wait for it. No, but
3. There it is.
if you want to get a fat girl in the water, you got to get yourself a Chumsicle.
All right.
I'm gonna need a bigger boat.
You're going to need a bigger boat.
Sure.
Oh my god.
All right, Marnie Ryer,
think of that for
the
killing
floor
me.
is yours.
Well, thank you. So, just to prove Americans are complete fucking idiots.
Hashtag America.
I didn't know we needed an update on this.
Well, just in case.
Okay.
Just in case anybody forgot. People and fireworks sometimes don't go hand in hand, and or your hands
know this story, I know
don't
this
go
story.
hand in
Become
hand.
a human
or
chumsicle.
They also
you
don't
become
go.
a human chumsicle.
They also don't go head in
Lightly
hand.
Head
heated.
in hand, exactly. Man shoots off firework from top of his head. Oddly, dies instantly.
Oddly.
Like a regular mess to which heat has been applied.
When you hear the words that he placed a reloadable fireworks mortar tube on his head and told his friends he was going to light it, you should stop doing that. Please, friends, don't let friends put reloadable mortar tubes on their
Unless
head.
I'm
you
going
think,
to come
well,
to his defense
unless
a
you-
little bit here.
Oh, well,
having
you
lived
can't.
Not
somewhere,
much,
He's
Becky. You're
still,
not.
still dead.
well, still dead. But once upon a time, I lived in like Pennsylvania, New Jersey, which is awfully close to some states where you can get some pretty hefty fireworks.
Mm-hmm.
And so you take the 5-hour drive, and you go and you load up your car and you take them home, and then you drink copious amounts of alcohol all day long.
Of course you do. Yep.
And then you decide it's a really good idea to take this dynamite that we bought for
Dynamite,
a while.
yeah.
It's like
TNT.
actual dynamite that we bought, and let's just put it in a mortar tube and see what the fuck happens.
Things that
See
are
what
fireworks.
happens. Yeah.
Things that are just dynamite.
Hashtag
Two
asshats.
different lockers.
Hashtag it is not okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
People who are better off as chumsicles than they are people.
Hashtag I should be dead. So I understand the inclination to be like, hey, look what I can
Hey,
do.
look at this. Right. Hey, look, I'm
Because I
everywhere.
may
I'm
or
a
may not have blown up a
chumsicle.
tree in my mother-in-law's yard one time.
Blowing up a tree feels different than your own
It
head.
Was strangely close to the rest
It
of the
might
family.
Were you aiming for the tree?
My
Or the
girlfriend
rest of the
may or may
family?
not have had like shrapnel scars on her leg.
But it was
I
okay because
understand.
they loved each other very much.
Very
You know
much.
what? I feel like it's a good
Yes.
old American pastime, and there are risks.
Yeah.
And sadly, one casualty. This is the only death that I've heard of.
Oh, no, there's
from
a lot.
fireworks
Without
this year.
risk,
Oh,
there's
no,
no
there was a-
reward.
That's true.
But he got his great reward, this gentleman did. Continue, Marn.
No,
Carry on.
Lord.
The best part is there was probably no risk of brain injury.
No,
Why?
no, there wasn't.
No.
Because it was just gone.
I have a
No,
follow-up
I meant because
story
he
to
didn't
hers.
have one to say.
That's true. Fair
Well,
enough.
put it on his head. You can't hurt anything
Can't
there.
hurt anything.
Walking,
It's
talking
okay.
chumsicle.
Maybe he'll learn to spell.
Well, this was in, and I'll need help with pronunciation. Calais. It's a Canadian border.
Calais,
C-A-L-A-I-S?
Calais, Maine. Calais, Maine.
Calais. Okay.
Calais.
The
Calais.
red drive with the beautiful Calais Supreme.
Calais.
Made by Oldsmobile.
Yeah.
Apparently, this guy thought it was a great idea. His friends, they thought
Cheered
they
him
were
on
gonna
from the
try to do-
sidelines.
Well, they.
Oh, in
dissuaded him
hindsight,
from
they're like,
doing
no,
and
it
then
was
the
a bad
next thing
idea.
they
But at
knew-
the time, they're all holding cans of Budweiser going, that sounds like a fucking good idea. Do
Well,
that.
there really wasn't you might not want to. I mean, it really was that. It was just.
I feel this is more of a PBR crowd than it
Done.
is a.
Well, there's nothing
or
wrong
Miller
with a
High
little
Life.
PBR.
Well, I don't know.
I don't know. There's nothing wrong with a little PBR.
What's
Maybe
the
a
one-
little Molson. I
Which-
feel like they were drinking some
Molson
Molson
Gold.
right there, yeah.
Which one's the champagne of beers?
He was.
That'd be the Miller High Life.
That's what that
Champagne of beers, yeah.
champagne of beers.
Sad.
Because
Yeah.
if you believe that, you're going to put a bomb on your head.
Yeah.
They tried to tell us that Devin was not the kind of person who would do something stupid. He was the kind of person who would pretend to do something
die
stupid
from
to
doing
make people
something stupid.
laugh.
Oh. So like a Roadrunner cartoon, but with an actual person
Right,
and a dead body.
right.
So
And there really was no
forgot to
rushing him to the
pretend on this
hospital.
one.
Fireworks were not made by Acme. I
No,
don't
yeah.
let you know.
Oh, no, there wasn't any real rushing him to the hospital because they were still collecting. A lot of them, I think.
2 more hours, we're going to find the last one. We'll put him in that truck.
Hey, get it together. We got a chumsicle going on over here.
Pre-frozen.
So-
Keep the dogs away.
It was great. It was great that in 2012, a lot like Jan Brewer, that lawmakers had voted to repeal the 1949 law banning fireworks.
Hooray!
It would
Strapped to your
create
head.
jobs and generate revenue and death in the funeral
and
homes.
death.
Well, in the funeral homes, perhaps.
Well, that's a fair point.
Yeah, the state fire marshals were investigating several other 4th of July firework accidents involving injuries around the area. Most of them were burns and eye injuries.
Like you do.
Yep, there was the mortar tube came in handy again in
Collecting.
Montana. Montana,
Where they found it?
No, there's along with Billy Bob's eyelid. Good Lord.
God, the space shuttle didn't make as much mess.
Right, that's a lot of debris. Chumsicle. So anyway, if you have something to follow up,
I have a little
was too
follow
much.
up on this
Here,
on this story.
Killing me. Killing him. Right?
Everything that you're saying
I'm
was,
thinking closed casket though.
was
Safe
that
bet?
I'm assuming
Or-
that or an urn.
or multiple caskets.
Well, yes, maybe one in Montana.
legs, like torso.
Varying sizes.
Yes.
I wonder
Yes.
if it'd be cheaper that way.
Well, there's a chance that that Disney is going to get involved in this memorial to him because Devin Staples of Calais, Maine, formerly employed by Disney World and played Gaston in the live
I thought
production.
Aaron was kidding. When
The
he had
live
that
production of Beauty and the
Oh,
Beast.
God.
He's
I didn't
awfully
see
good at
this.
expectorating.
Yeah, but what made me laugh about what you were
that in
saying
there.
is he did a lot. He likes to pretend that things are going to be
Right,
funny.
right,
Well,
right.
yeah. Well, he pretended all the way to Disney World that he was a good-looking, robust man.
Strap guy.
You can't strap shit to your head and expect to live after that. Subsequently, his contract with Disney World has been canceled.
I can't imagine.
Because he's dead.
Gaston needs the
Now,
No one
Cabeza.
likes like
Stephen
Gaston.
Mc-
Doesn't likes like
Stephen
Gaston.
blows their
McCausland.
head off like Gaston.
Stephen McCausland, who was the spokesman for the Maine Department of Public Safety, said, however, Staples' death marks Maine's first firework fatality since the state legalized fireworks back in 2012.
Unbelievable.
See?
Wow.
I
Small
don't.
numbers.
I just
No one
don't,
can blow up their head like Gaston.
I don't understand at all.
It just rates itself at this point.
I don't get it. At whatever point that someone decides that they're going to put a mortar tube, strap it to their head, and light something on fire,
you-
I'm terrified of all that shit. Like
Yes, I am too.
I like sparklers because they were kind of pretty, and if you were stoned,
they're great.
it's tracers
Yeah.
that are real. But I never got anything else because people would go to Canada and sneak over fireworks because
If
they were
you
illegal
will-
in New
I like to
York.
watch them.
If you
Like the
go
big firework
to, if you look
displays
on YouTube, you will find a series of stupid things people do with fireworks. And one of them, and it's one of my favorite because, again, drinking was probably involved. How did you possibly think this was going to turn out well?
Is it the bottle rocket fights?
No. Roman candle somebody stuck in their ass and proceeded to let it fire off, forgetting sparks shower from it on your ass first.
Yeah.
Things don't just shoot out of it.
That's called like jackass
And
slash.
it's just funny to watch the person who thought this through and thought this was going to be
Didn't
a good
think it
idea.
through.
Right?
No.
And just his friends laughing in hysteria
Well, sure.
as bottle
Because if you're
rockets.
that dumb, you've got friends that are just going to
And
watch
now,
you be that
Daniel,
dumb.
that's the whole Daniel Tosh.
Right.
But
Right.
the thing about Daniel Tosh, I stopped taping it because I realized I watched most of it with my eyes closed.
Oh.
Like I'd be like, oh, I can't watch that, and then I'm like,
Oh, sure.
okay, I just spent 30 minutes with my hand over my eyes.
Listening.
Don't tape this. Like,
Right.
there's no point.
Right.
No, some of them are quite funny on that, but yeah, that was when I
But
saw
then
that.
some of them are like just dangerously stupid. Like
Oh,
when you,
they are.
I don't know. When you get to fight, like a little respect for fire and nature at some point.
Well, that's just it. And the guy in Montana who he was killed because of this fireworks accident involving a mortar tube as well, as I said. And in New Jersey, they said a 52-year-old man blew off a large piece of his leg below the knee when he set off a tennis ball-sized firework. And just
You're supposed to back the fuck up.
right. I don't know. I don't
And
know.
now, didn't
That's
we
the
have a
kind of
fi-
stuff where you kind of go, come on, enough. And you,
What the hell did you do to
little
your
mockery.
wrist?
That's what my question was just going to be.
I forgot that was there. Got a little bruise.
No shit, you
A
did.
little bit.
What'd you do?
I got bit by a dog.
Oh,
One of yours?
All right.
One of hers?
or one of hers.
Yes.
Huck.
Huh?
Huck, the German Shepherd.
Oh.
Wow.
Do you get between him and Swiffer or him and food? Oh.
No, just trying to guide him gently. Actually, he didn't like something. He doesn't like his collar being touched at all, and I literally just kind of come on, and he didn't like that. So
Ouch, that looks
That
bad.
sounds terrible.
I'm not happy about it, but I keep forgetting that it's bruised because it wasn't bruised before. It was
So are we less one dog now?
Are we going to be?
We can work. I can help you with that.
Born free.
Many Chinese food restaurants in this town.
Menti. Well,
That's the night that the lights went out in China.
So you will know.
Little sister don't miss when she aims her gun. Let's tell you right now. All right, let's go to Shelby Township, Michigan. Police in suburban Shelby.
Drink your juice.
Police in suburban Detroit are having a little fun while asking for help from the public and figuring out who swiped roughly 28,000 pounds of packaged nuts. The Shelby Township Police Department says a truck and trailer packed with 18 pallets of walnuts and other snack nuts were taken the weekend of June 27th. Police say the truck and trailer were found July 1st in Detroit, but the nuts, worth more than $128,000, were gone. The department on Tuesday issued appeal for information on its Facebook page, posting a mugshot of a squirrel along with details of the case.
Oh my God.
Oh, you ought to, I wish I had a little shot of that. It's just a little squirrel with a little light up behind him showing how tall he is. It's a cute little shot. Oh, my gosh.
I believe that Amina had asked about the girls.
Richard, you just watched the guy with the firework in his ass.
What the fuck is wrong with these people? I agree.
Yeah.
Thank you for putting it that
Post
way.
a link if you can. Post the link in the chat room so other people can watch this idiocy.
Fuck is wrong with these
Oh,
people?
my God.
Amina had asked about the women's soccer, and it's very exciting, obviously, that the U.S. women won the World Cup.
5-2.
Just amazing.
They don't even
the
wear
hat
cups.
Scoring
trick.
4 out of the 5 goals in the first 20 minutes.
God, the
Hat-trick
hat trick
first, the
within
first
within the
Lloyd
first
was her
16
name.
minutes.
Carrie Lloyd.
And kind of a looker, too.
Carly.
Carly,
Lloyd.
oh, I'm sorry. Same
But
song.
Just
Lesbians, they all look the same.
Lesbian, thank you. I was waiting for that.
kind of
Million women, one haircut. Come on.
Hashtag Mullet City.
The Million Mullet March.
I will show up for that.
yeah,
I will.
They're gonna be having that. They're gonna hold New York
gonna
City is
tour?
going to have a ticker tape parade for the U.S. women's soccer team, and it's the first time in 50 years that will have happened. So
They've
that's pretty
ticker
cool.
taped the women?
For women.
Okay.
Right. They'll
make
be
it
the
rain.
first female athletes to receive
You gotta
the
have
honor
fat stacks for that.
in more than half a century.
You have to have fat stacks.
It's a whole thing.
I feel like they haven't done a ticker tape parade for anybody in a long time.
Well, Mayor de Blasio's
out of
office
tickers.
said
That's why.
that the 23-member team will, with one of its celebrations along in the Canyon of Heroes. It spans the stretch from Broadway between Battery Park and City Hall. That's where they will be. They didn't disclose cost yet or logistics of anything. But the last female athlete to be showered with confetti in the streets of Lower Manhattan was the 1960 Olympic figure skating gold medalist. So I think that's that you'd have this ticker tape
I thought
parade
for sure you were going to say Mary Lou Retton.
I would have thought the same thing.
It's usually
going back.
Sonia Henning or it's Babe Zaharias.
Not
Anytime
one I had
if you're
heard
playing
of.
Trivia Pursuit and it's a female athlete, it's usually those two.
Not one I had ever heard of. Carol Heiss Jenkins.
Oh, yeah. Lovely.
I've not heard.
She did commentary until very recently.
Okay. 75 years old.
Yeah.
Now, and not at the time of the
No,
gold
I understand.
medal.
I figured in the 60s she wasn't. I'm on board.
Quite the sight.
She's excited, right?
Granny
Exactly.
pants spinning.
But I just thought it was.
sure
Their
to lose a hip,
depends were
Bob.
leaking a little, making a little chumsicle on the ice.
She said that. She said she's really
Granny
excited.
Punani all up in the air for everybody to see.
There you go.
Granny
Right.
Punani.
Falls over backwards. She's excited to see the World Cup champions similarly celebrated because no one has won the title 3 times, which now the women have done.
Her age, she's excited to see anything.
Anything happen. I know it. I know it.
Dawn.
God damn.
I like it.
The early light.
Toilet paper.
Oh.
She's a big age, an old lady.
The New York City has hosted 205 parades along the Canyon of Heroes since the first procession, marking the Statue of Liberty's dedication in 1886. So there's been quite a few, including pilot Amelia Earhart was honored, but never a women's
Found?
sports team.
Oh.
Not
Yeah.
found.
Not
Hashtag
found.
still not found. Still missing.
Still not there. Go throttle up,
but
Bob.
I thought that was interesting. Several women have been honored, but never a women's sports team. So,
that's very exciting.
Very exciting.
And it's hard to find ticker tape anymore because they don't. They
Because
used to
it's
do
all
it.
the crawl.
You used to do it on Wall Street with all of the actual tickers.
Used to be actual
Yeah.
tickers, right? Yeah, they used
So I had to
just,
fire up some old ticker tapes
out
and shred it.
So now they got to go out and
It's probably
light that thing up.
Probably some hippy dippy recycled bullshit.
Yeah, well, it has to be because you just literally can't throw all that paper on the street anymore.
Right.
People are thinking now.
People are like,
it
feels like a bad idea.
Is this still an island?
Yeah, it was the most viewed last Sunday. It was the most viewed soccer game ever in the United States, with a record 26.7 million viewers watching that victory. And if anybody saw the 2011 game, you said you just started watching them.
I did. I accidentally got excited about it because I was maybe drinking
at a
little
bar.
bit at a bar.
Yeah,
Because I was maybe drunk and it was
Still
on the
a
TV.
theme.
She drinks, you know.
Yeah.
So that was actually the first of my like Monday happy hour club or whatever. So I was just sitting there, and my friend Ferdy comes up, and we're just watching the TV, and we're like, oh, this is a thing, and so then we start like having questions. So we had to like look things up, and I had my laptop with me, so we're like, well, why are they doing this? And look it up, and then we got some guys next to us into it, and so by the end of the game, we're like actually kind of into it, and I find out that I have like a lot of other friends. Strange,
Weird.
considering the number of lesbians that I know. But I have a lot of other friends that are kind of into it, so I kind of just started
Do any of them
following it a
drive
little bit.
Subarus? Or?
I do. Shut up.
There's a lot of Subarus out there. There's a lot of
She became a
Volkswagen
woman in the back of
Jettas
that
out
Subaru.
there. Well, that's better than a Ford Focus.
Yeah,
That
right.
shit is hard to do. The backseat of a
seriously.
Ford Focus.
Wow.
You got to focus.
You gotta focus and you gotta bend.
Eyes
just
on the prize.
the right
Eyes on the prize.
way.
You could see it. You just couldn't flex enough to get to it.
But yeah, it was a very very exciting.
I'd like to be over
and
there.
In 2011, it was just something where the fact that Japan won by they truly were just standing. Two of their players were standing right outside of our goal. None of our players were down there, and Hope Solo was standing there like son of a bitch, like just there's nothing I can do. They were just kind of just kicking it back and forth, and then they went bloop. There was nothing magical about it.
She was amazing
Nothing.
though. That's my
She
new
was.
favorite hashtag aside from Chumsicle. My new favorite hashtag is hope be like nope.
Nope.
Yeah,
Nicely done.
that's what I thought every time she
Nicely done.
smacked that shit.
Amina, are you asking if our weather has improved in the?
An ant.
She's
An
asking an ant.
Yeah.
Oh God,
But
I'm
I didn't
sorry.
see an ant in the room. Oh,
yeah,
no, there he
Amanda's
is.
Now, you had asked Al about the last ticker tape, and it was in 2012 when the Giants won the Super Bowl. Last
okay.
ticker tape parade against the when they beat the New England Patriots. So anyway,
That's a good
but
cause.
very exciting. The ticker tape parade part, I thought that was pretty cool for the first women's sports team.
I feel like we used to see them more. I just remember the ones for the U.S. hockey team. Mm-hmm. I remember that one, and there was one other.
Well, it seems like there's in other cities, like when various sports teams win and go to their respective home, they are always welcome.
but I mean,
with
but I
those.
mean,
They
but I
will,
mean,
right.
with the real ticker tape, you go
like
down
New York City style.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's like
from Battery Park to
they
City
call
Hall.
it what Heroes Way or some shit like that. Yeah.
Yeah, there's
Canyon of Heroes.
Okay.
But that's the thing. I mean, when the last one was the Giants, well, that makes sense because it's New York.
Yeah.
So do you really look at it as this?
No, but I mean, there was one big one in the '80s for, and I can't
I have it
remember,
right here.
and it was some spectacular feat, and now I can't remember what it was, or did
Evil
they
Knievel.
did they do it for Sully for the Miracle on the Hudson? I feel like they did.
Oh,
That wasn't in
could
the
be.
80s.
That
No,
wasn't in the
but I'm
80s,
saying I was
but-
trying to think of ones that I've seen, but there was one big one in the '80s that it wasn't a sports team, or it was like a legitimate like heroic act, and I can't remember what it was.
A comprehensive list of each event. So you want me to go to the 80s?
I found out that I know someone who was on that plane that went down on the Hudson. I just found this
really?
out recently,
Oh.
and it still doesn't make them not a dick. But
Right, exactly.
I just was like, wow, you were?
So 79, Pope John Paul.
I'm just gonna look on with you.
There you go.
81, U.S. hostages when they were released.
Oh, that's sure.
84, the Olympic gold medal win or the
That-
Olympic
to-
medal winners.
To me, that's what I'm thinking
Right.
of is that. But
But that wasn't just a woman. So
No, no,
that's
right.
why
That's
right.
the one I'm thinking of. The
This one?
hostages released.
The hostages released.
There was
January
just
30th,
one where
81.
it was a big deal, and they really were like heroes, and it was I remembered, and it was
Sure.
in that time of 80, 81.
Nelson Mandela in 1990.
when he was released, right?
Yes.
Was that for his release?
As it turns out, the hostages had
Hi,
the
Jeffrey.
most ticker tape spread upon them. 971 tons of ticker tape.
Wow.
Yeah, that's the one that really stands out
Oh.
because that was the first one I remember actually like.
The next most
Seeing-
is 578 tons for the Mets after they beat the Orioles to win the World Series.
Well,
in,
just
like,
the fact that the
69.
Mets won a World Series is kind of a
Right.
fucking miracle.
It was the 60s.
Dump the moon on those fuckers. This shit ain't happening again.
Hi, Jeffrey. That's great. I love it.
All right, and our final headline story before we move on to entertainment. Middletown, Ohio, an appeals court has agreed with an Ohio woman who said her parking citation should be tossed out because the village law was missing a comma. Andrea Camarelli says that she shouldn't have been issued a citation back in 2014 based on the wording of the law enacted by the village of hers that she lived in called of West Jefferson. The law lists several types of vehicles that can't be parked longer than 24 hours, including a, quote, motor vehicle camper. With a comma missing between vehicle and camper.
Motor vehicle, comma.
It should have
camper,
been
comma,
motor vehicle,
your
comma,
mom's wheelchair,
camper.
comma.
Right, all that. Camarelli says that her pickup did not fit the definition of a motor vehicle camper.
It sure isn't.
Well, the village says the law's meaning was clear in context, but Judge Robert Hendrickson of the 12th Ohio District Court of Appeals says in last week's ruling, in West Jefferson, if they wanted it worded that way, they should have typed it that way. Her traffic fine has since been kicked out of court. And
Atta
Good for
girl.
her.
I
Good
like
work.
the
can you
hesitation.
imagine that
That's
you
good.
won because some fucktard didn't put a comma?
Right.
That's the American dream right there.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I agree.
That really
when you're
is,
when
like,
you're grammar Nazi,
that
Yeah.
loophole.
Right.
your inner grammar
Now,
Nazi who gets you
if-
out of a ticket.
If they'd have had Buddy Early proofreading their laws, this
That's
bitch
right.
would have been taken. She'd have been, got the whole thing.
And I feel like that may become a little bit more common coming up because people do use a whole lot more shorthand. You know what I mean? So as things are typed by your intern who really only knows how to text,
Who doesn't know grammar?
who doesn't who doesn't know grammar, or who doesn't think that comma is important, when it's still important that particular rule of punctuation still applies.
Yeah.
It may not be important
I
to
just
Joe
lo-
Schmo, the intern over here, who's doing the typing. But
I
feel
just
like
love that the judge wasn't a dick because you know damn good and well a judge can be like, look,
Right.
we understand what you're fighting for here, but it was parked illegally. It's got a motor. We're gonna go with
Well,
this.
and we just went through this with the
it's not a
Supreme Court
vehicle
with
camper.
Obamacare, where they were like, okay, it was the opposite thing, but they were like, all right, it's unartfully written, but we understand the intent of the law. So I mean, we just had to go to the Supreme Court over
No.
a phrase that says the states. Whatever. What are the four words? That whole thing about Obamacare was about the way that those
Was
four words
semantics,
are read.
yeah.
It was semantics.
Got it.
And that's where the judges were like, no.
Right.
Unartfully written, but we know what the intent was. It wasn't meant to dismantle the whole thing. So I like that this one was like, okay.
I mean, what? It's one parking
It's one
ticket
parking ticket,
on one
exactly.
little thing, but
Right.
you goddamn know that there's an amendment. They're fixing it. There's a comma.
Yeah.
Victor Borgo would have been.
Well,
That's how he had got it done.
You know how they have the, who had it on their page about the no swimming alligators?
Oh, Katie put that on.
Oh, Katie put up for this. I
Katie
forgot,
put
and
it
it's
on.
all about punctuation.
It's
Let
all
me
about
see if I can-
punctuation, but that guy died too.
Yeah.
He went swimming because he
Sad.
thought there was no swimming alligators.
Yes.
Were they lounging?
So he saw it as like safe
Yeah.
place, no
swimming
swimming
Oh
alligators.
my God.
No swimming, comma, alligators.
That just cracked me up.
It's like, was it going to eat grandma for dinner?
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
Calm
what
down.
That's what an aunt just put in
Going
there.
to grandma's. Oh, okay. I didn't.
Let's eat grandma.
No, let's
Let's
go
eat.
to
Grandma.
Yeah,
commas are
careful,
important.
careful how you do that.
Right. Right.
Oh my heaven's sakes alive! Al, have you figured out how to use your iPad enough to
it.
get through this next segment?
Oh, it is, but I have one more story.
Oh, you do?
Oh shit! Did I lose it again?
I have to get you something.
No, in Florida. Has anybody got this about them? They're putting the little town in Florida that put the Confederate flag back up by popular
No.
demand.
No, let's find that.
But we do have that we'll touch on this again later, but maybe you've got it, Kat, where the
State Senate voted.
overwhelmingly they're like, yep, let's go.
But not the House, but
Move
it-
it. No, we have to move it to the House and see where they go. But
Confederate flag flies again in Marion County.
Marion County. They put it back in the county building
God love Marion
because
County.
it's heritage, not hate. No.
All right.
And I love it because you go
Heritage,
if you go on the page, so you go on the it's trending right now. So you go on the trending page on Facebook and you read through, and it's my new favorite thing is to watch people have private arguments with each other.
Sure.
complete strangers
Oh,
on
honey,
a
we need
topic.
to get you on Twitter.
Yeah.
So much fun.
Yeah,
yeah.
super fun.
I don't see it in my list.
Did you want to
on
hear the
thing.
Marion County story?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, okay.
All right.
It
Ladies and
says,
gentlemen, Kat Carlson and her Marion County story.
Marion County commissioners voted unanimously on Tuesday to put the Confederate flag back up at the county's government complex.
America.
Hashtag America. The flag was removed Thursday and temporarily replaced with a flag with the seal of Marion County. Weird.
Yeah.
Was it like
Yeah.
that kind of a seal?
No.
Oh, sorry.
Similar.
Similar.
Yeah. County officials said the decision to remove the flag last week was in response to growing controversy surrounding the flag following the shooting deaths of 9 black men and women at a historic church in Charleston, South Carolina on June 17th. We all remember that. The suspect, Dylan Roof, had posed with the Confederate flag and photos and posted on websites displaying racist manifestos attributed to him. After the deadly shootings, Marion County's interim county administrator, Bill Kaufman, consulted County Commission Chairman Stan McLean. He called Stan, said, "Hey, what do you think we should do? I don't know. Maybe we should take it down.
What do you think?
Maybe, I don't know. You know what? We don't want to get mobbed. Let's just fucking take it down." So they decided to take it down, and then the board voted to put it the fuck back up.
Yeah, that they. Oh no, we need it back.
Unbelievable.
Reaction was mixed last week when Marion County replaced the Confederate flag. People were opposed to taking it down.
But
as
now
it
they're
turns
being
out.
real technical about it because they put up, and it's actually not the Virginia battle flag, which is the square one, or the Tennessee battle flag, which is the one that you see that's rectangular. They put up a real Confederate flag with a white border.
Okay.
So they went all kinds of heritage, not hate, on it, and put up a real flag of because the actual Confederate flag, there was like 4 or 5 of them.
Right.
Some of them looked too much like
Because communication not so good.
and some of them looked too much like the American flag, and people were offended that they were rebelling against the North. They want one that looked similar. Then they kept adding states, and then they changed it to another design. So it's got like a white. It's like plain white on one side, like in the corner is the bars and stripes, and it's really odd. But I love that they went all like. It was just so weird.
Well, in case you were interested, currently 5 flags fly over Marion County's Fallen Officers Memorial, which apparently is close to where they were talking about it. Something that the commissioners agreed doesn't make sense. So the county may move all 5 flags somewhere else in the government complex, where it'll be easier for people to learn about the history of each flag. So currently the flags at the government complex are
Call it a museum.
over.
Just put it in a museum.
Right.
Done.
Right. Currently, all of the flags for this government complex are over the Fallen Officers Memorial, which makes it even weirder.
Yeah. Because now you're honoring the dead with people.
Right.
Yeah.
It's dead people and
I love all these people that
shitty
keep going down,
flags.
and Fox News keeps going down hard because they keep saying Google the history, people. And as long as you
they
don't,
lost.
and as long as you don't go to like Blaze or one of the really crazy Republican sites, and you go to a legitimate news site and you read like everything about it, it proves the point that it's about slavery.
Yeah, right.
So somebody is going around putting down like the Pledge of Allegiance. There was some like vice president of the Confederacy, and his statement is just the most racist, horrible thing you've ever read of like why we're fighting this war. And every time somebody puts that up, the people on the other side are like, "Oh, that can't be real." It's called history, people.
Right.
We
Facts don't lie.
It's right here.
I'm
Yeah.
curious to see. I was surprised, and living just north of the
Fucking
state
moron.
for most of my life. Actually, now it's not most of my life. I've been here most of it. But I had forgotten what the Arkansas state flag looked like, with its entire red background with the 4 bars and a diamond around. I had forgotten about that. And I'm like, wow, that looks a lot like. I mean, it's a different version of the bars and stars. Like, well, that looks a little bit, but I'm like, they're still south. They were still down there.
Right.
No.
And as long as I mean, everybody's got their own version of it. And like the New York State flag, what the fuck is that? And California's is like a bear.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, some of them are
some
odd.
are just weird.
So, do you want to take over for Anand's question of what the Confederate flag is?
there was like 4 or
There's
5
several.
flags of the Confederacy. There was it's the flag of the side that lost the American Civil War, the people that were fighting to have slaves.
There was a Stars and Bars.
Right, and that was too close to our original flag, so they objected to that.
Yeah.
And then they went with this one in the middle, dead center, and they had to keep adding stars as for the amount
Southern
of Confederate
Cross,
states.
the one that we typically think of as the Confederate flag.
Oh no, actually, that's the Tennessee flag. That's the Virginia flag. That's the actual. I think that's the final one. That one right there on the top right. I think that's the final
one with
flag.
the one red stripe. And
I think that's the final flag of the Confederacy, and I think that's what they're hanging over Florida right now, because they went all official. The bottom two are really battle flags. That's what everybody keeps saying, that they're not the flags of the Confederacy. No, they're the flags of the Klan, you motherfuckers.
Right.
It's even worse than you think. Like, if you're going to go that technical, and it's the flag of the KKK, you dumbass fuckers. I don't know. So it's just weird, but it's just been such a strange, bizarre story. And I get that you don't want to grow up and think that you're racist. I get that they teach them down there the War of Northern Aggression and states' rights, and they tried to gloss it over a little bit.
Because it's all about perspective, you know.
Yeah, and
my favorite thing about 4th of July are the tongue-in-cheek British, like, Happy Traitors Day.
Yeah.
You know, it's all about perspective.
And it truly is. Like, we were the rebels then. And it's just a funny story to have people, like, just swear up and down that it's this and not that. And then you just Google the articles, the Confederacy people. Right. Like, they spell it out.
I like it. Look at it.
Sounds a lot like
Ananta's up there. I like that.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
That's exactly. They're celebrating. We might as well hang up a swastika, a Japanese, like all the people that we've won, or just put the French flag up there a couple days. I'm sure we beat them in a few wars.
Right.
Kinda.
French children. What's that old Robin Williams joke?
Oh, the
French people learn how to say "I surrender" in 5 languages before they go to kindergarten.
Yes.
All right, moving on. Let's go to Al Perkins and his entertainment. If he actually has it pulled up on the old iPad, we're not sure.